All right, so we're going to do Scottie on his articles, which we worked yesterday in class. We hadn't worked in a really long time. And I realized when we worked them that we had several different issues that we changed all at the same time. He has only worked them at Queen City a few times and not in a really long time, like months. He has only worked with that particular set of articles a few times and not in months. The articles were much closer together than I had been typically putting them because I was still kind of in nose work mode. He's only had somebody else handle the articles once or twice. And I scented the articles a lot less than I normally do. So he had a lot of things all change at once, which those of you in my class know that I preach to you to only change one thing at a time. So I violated all my rules. But I was really happy overall. We had some issues, some big issues with mouthing, which we mostly, I thought, had fixed. He had a little bit of an issue with picking him up and putting him back down, which doesn't worry me. That's just telling me that he's not quite certain of what he's doing yet, and that generally goes away. But he did pick up and start to bring one wrong article to me, and he also stood in the pile and gave me a long look, which is his blank room look, there's no odor here look. And I think he was a little bit lacking in clarity on what I was asking for. So those of you in my class know that I preach confidence first, and motivation is a biggie, and clarity is a huge thing. So we had really good motivation. He ran to the pile. He ran back to front. We had pretty good confidence. He was confident he could solve the problem. He wasn't worried about it. But our clarity was a little lacking. So what we're going to do is I don't even know how many articles are out here. This is a combination of two sets that both have, one of the sets has at least 10 articles, and the other one, I don't know how many it has. It's probably got 10 too. And we've got 2 sets of wood, 2 sets of leather, and 1 of metal. So we've probably got, 30 articles or better out there. So I am putting them a little further apart than they were yesterday. I'm having Kelly handle them all. But they're still closer together by a considerable amount than what he's used to. And I'm going to work on him maintaining his energy level. We did a little work right before this on the mouthing, separate from the pile. And he was perfect. He didn't mouth hardly at all, maybe one chomp. I suspect when we get excited and are working the pile, that chomp will come back again a little bit. I'm not going to perseverate on that today. Today we'll take that out of the pile and work that again later. So, all right, Kelly, you want to come over here and get this? You what? Yeah, that's fine. That's perfect. So, hey, Amy, can you help me for just a sec? So, Kelly, what we're going to do is you're going to use the tongs to handle this one with. And you're going to take it out and put it roughly in the middle of the pile somewhere. And Aim, can you stand over here? And you're just going to videotape him, if you don't mind. It's already running. Just continue the tape. Ready, Scottie? Come here. Scottie, come. Scottie, come. Ready? Get back. Oh, the other thing that increased was the distance from the pile. Usually when we've worked the pile with him, we've been up pretty close. That was at pretty much full distance. There's always a cat distraction, so it's no big deal. And this is probably pretty close to full distance for what we would have in a trial. Maybe not quite as far, but it's, how far do you think we are from that? 25 feet, 30 feet? Probably. So, all right, you ready, Scottie? Find it. So this is the number 10 from my set I got from Amy. Crumbs that fell out of the bag when we dumped it. Oh shit, he knocked it. Now I can't see where it was. What he's doing now, that long look he gave me was this is blank odor look. This is because we've gone to dramatically less odor. Go find it, go find mine. He sniffed it and indicated it and walked past it when he went over it the first time. Now he's moved it. Kelly, can you see it's the number 10, the one that's all the way back in the hall?
No, it's just between the 4 and the 2.
Between the 4 and the 2? Okay,
Relatively
gotcha,
still in the middle.
gotcha. I just want to know which one it is so I can tell him when he's right away. Go find mine. So he's telling, what he's telling me, yay, good boy, is that he considered that fringe odor, not enough odor from what we usually got. Good boy. And if you notice, he did a little checking on the fire extinguisher in the wall too, just to see if there was odor there. And that's all okay. He worked that pile very, very well. He decided that was the closest he could get to it, and he was absolutely right. And I told him right away, we're not going to wait to tell him because that's going to build confidence. You could see he ran back. He didn't run out quite as fast as he did yesterday. So you got your tongs there. We're going to put this one out again. Put it maybe a little bit towards the front of the pile this time. He didn't work that area real well, so we'll put it. That's fine. That'll work. Okay. So it's over in the 4 to 5 o'clock area, sitting behind the number 9 one. So ready? Scottie, get back. Scottie, get back. Ready? Find mine. That's better. Yay, good boy. Hold it tight. Yes, good boy. I'm actually probably not going to ask him for a front and finish right now because we're not working on that, and because when we increase his motivation and his speed and his stress level a little bit, we'll get more munching, so I don't want to build that in, so we'll build that in a little bit later. The reason I put out so many articles is because putting out that many discourages them picking up each one. When there's lots of them they have to work through, they tend to abandon that picking it up behavior much more quickly, and you can see he didn't pick it up at all. Good job, Scottie. So now we're going to go with number 10 wood from the same set. Good boy. Good boy. You're going to play this game. You're so good at it. Abby is working it quite well. Look at Abby. I think when I look back a little while ago at all my set article training videos, I think every single damn one of them has a cat walking amongst the articles.
They know when they're being filmed.
Yes. All right. So let's put it over to this side a little bit this time. That's fine. All right, so it's about 9 o'clock towards the left-hand side. Probably the furthest wood one to the left. Are you ready, Scottie? Ready? Find mine. Go find mine. Yay! Oh. Yay, good boy. Excellent man. I'm not quite sure why he picked that one up. It might have been drifting odor. I'm not sure. But let's put this one back and let's put it, see where there's kind of like a hole in there towards the back middle, where there's a gap there, like behind the number 3.
Yeah.
Put it right about there. Good job, Scottie. Wait a minute, you didn't get your cookie. I cheated you. I cheated you. Come here, good boy. Good boy. Ow, that's my finger. Okay. And I'm not doing a formal setup either. I'm sort of revving him up because I want to get him going to the pile with speed and motivation. We'll add in the sits later. Ready, ready, ready? Find mine. Yay, good job. All right. You can see that time I waited a little bit to tell him he was right, just so we don't get into the habit of it as a crutch. But I'm probably going to still ping-pong back and forth with telling him pretty quickly to build his confidence. Good job. Let's get you a cookie. All right, we're going to do, I'm not sure what the deal is with that metal one that he seems to have a question about. But just to clarify it, we're going to use a metal one, and we're going to put out the #1 metal one from the set I bought from Sharon. I've got so freaking many articles. These aren't even half of what I have.
Really? It's not even half of what you have?
I got a ton of scent articles. I mean, you know, I have one set that's double bars that's really too big for my dogs that I only use for practice. I don't think Scottie's ever used this. I have one set I bought like in 1987 that Marianne has the metal ones of those now. Those are the ones I train my puppies on, but you can always add them in when you want to have multiples. I'm still sending these kind of heavily, as you may notice, but not nearly as heavily as we have been. I've got my whole set of fancy show ones. I don't care, wherever it hasn't been. Don't look, Ethel. Good boy. Good boy. Are you ready? Are you ready? Ready? Find mine. And I don't know if you can see on the video, but when I send him out, I'm holding his collar, doing a little bit of a restraint thing, revving him up, and using him a little bit as he takes off to encourage him to run, because I like to see him run to the pile. They don't have to run to the pile. They have to go briskly and promptly, but I kind of like to see him run. You can see he caught odor. Now he's working it down to source. Yay! Good job! All right, good boy. What a good boy! What an excellent boy! And I wanted to do that metal one just to clarify, and also I probably won't show much on metal because it's the one that they're most likely to develop problems with, especially as they get older with their teeth. But I still train on metal, and I actually oftentimes start them on metal, so because it doesn't hold a lot of other odor. And I want to get them used to handling metal as puppies. All right, let's put it out one more time. I don't care where you put it, and then we'll probably call it quits. Good boy, Scottie B. Good boy, Scottie B. All right, are you ready? Are you ready? Ready? Find mine. You got it. Good boy. What he did there was he got stuck in the odor pool from where the previous articles were. They're fairly heavily scented for obedience articles, lightly scented from a standpoint of what I do for HD, but they're still leaving a big odor pool. So that's what he was doing, was working through that pool of residual odor. This actually, unintentionally, one of the things I wanted to work on a little bit after my detective trial last weekend was I wanted to work on fringe odor and driving to source, and this inadvertently has been a really good exercise for that too. So all done for today. We'll stop while we're ahead. I'm pleased with how he did. We clarified some things for him, and I think we just need to go back and just let him work it a few times and get really good clarity. But you can see really for the stage that he's at, he's pretty confident. He certainly loves to do it. Now they're all gone. He's very confident. He's very motivated to work it. And when he stops and stares, I don't know if this is true for every dog, but for my dog, knowing from working him at upper levels in nose work, he is telling me that he doesn't think odor is here. And so what that tells me in relationship, Scottie, come, don't work the empty pile, good boy, lie down. What that tells me in relationship to this exercise, lie down, is that the difference in amount of odor I'm using is a significant jump for him because we've decreased dramatically the amount of odor on the articles. He knows he's supposed to go to source and not do pooling odor or residual odor. And I think his initial impression of that was this is all residual or pooling odor. But once I weighed him out, I tell him, yes, it's there. Keep looking. I want you to keep checking. He was able to find it. And now we're just clarifying for him that this amount of odor is what we're looking for, that the amount of odor can vary. So a lot of obedience people get really uptight when they see that stand over the thing. And what that's telling you is the dog, first of all, probably doesn't have clarity in what you want. There's confusion somewhere. But also, I think quite possibly, many times the dog may be telling you that he doesn't believe there's odor there. And so that would be one thing I would go back and ask. Now, that is my dog's specific look that he gives me, that I can read that look very well. And it may not mean the same thing from every dog, but it's certainly something I would consider if you get that from your dog. Okay, all done. You can stop it.